So thank you once again, I appreciate it.
Officially a part of our brotherhood, communal family of Africans in the Americas.
Can I share a word?
Yes, this is the time. No problem.
This is special. I mean it so sincerely. There was a point in time in my life when I was growing up in City Hall, and I wasn't doing nothing with it. Nothing in my life at all. I sat down and had a conversation with a counselor by the name of Bill Edmonds. He worked for Greater Hartford Community College. I was sent there by Walter Dock Shirley because he was gonna get me on track, we're gonna get a GED. All right? And when I told Bill Edmonds that I had dropped out of high school, he slammed his hand on his desk and he said, do you know how many people spent their lives, risked their lives, they sometimes gave their life so they could have the opportunity to succeed? And the first thing I thought about were those colored Civil War soldiers. I want to thank you.
I seen this brother, and now he's done a fantastic job.
Yes. So we have, in our organization, just briefly, we have close to 200 people who have received their African names through communal family. And each one of them, the name represents them. But who they are has been what has been representing our people through the years. Their dedication, their heart, compassion, caring, but most of all, their diligence. None of us in this room have quit. None of us is going to quit. The thing that would kind of solidify our soul is if we can create something that we can pass on to our youth. We need to create a foundation, and that's what my speech is going to be about today. I'm trying to wait for Randy to get this thing straight with rap after this. But, what I want to do is make a presentation of who we are, where we came from, and where we're going. That's the most important part is the people that showed up have always showed up, and I really appreciate it. The ones that are not here are still a part of who we are. They couldn't make it, doesn't mean that they're on the bad list, or, non-showing, but everybody has things that they do in life. But I have more commitments. We have more commitments from our members than what's here. And we have to stop this. We have to stop not showing up at the most important parts, because we all, in some way, sometime, step back and say, oh man, we ain't gonna know it. We ain't never gonna do nothing. We can't never get together. We can't because we don't. The only difference is we don't. We have been led by church people, politicians, and community people through the years, from 1960 to today. That's 80 years of, we didn't do anything yet. We ain't going anywhere yet. We haven't achieved anything yet, other than personal goals. And I love those personal goals because they are the ones that keep our community happy. So before we get started, we're going to ask Sister Juan and Brother Val to Black Girls.
when people made up their mind that they wanted to be free and took action, then there was change. Good afternoon. My name is Sister Ronnie Mama Sauda Wood. Fortunately, unfortunately, I didn't know my history. And so I adopted all these names. I adopted 3 African names before I finally got to Africa in 1991 to find out that I was born with an African name. And my great-grandfather came over here in 1877, and he was Fulani. And the first time I heard about Fulani people, I said, that's probably my name. And they just mispronounced my name. Only to find out that my name means one who benefits the community. And I've always tried. And I was taught in a little town in Wilson, South Carolina, to try to benefit your community. Today, I just come to pour libation. We ask blessings on this occasion and all who gathered here today. We celebrated our united efforts and honored our ancestors' legacies and traditions. Is there anyone here who's 80 or older? 70 or older? We would like for you to stand so we can honor you for your longevity, tenacity, and devotion. But everybody, please give it. We give thanks and praises for you and for you being here. Sister Nandi, please continue standing. Everybody else sit down. And Sister Nandi is going to give us permission to begin the pouring of libation. Yes, you have my permission. Thank you. We will now pour libation. Ancestral spirits of old, let your voices sound. Speak to us in words profound. Across transatlantic oceans and rolling seas, throughout the diaspora's distances, grant us life, love, knowledge, strength, and any other attributes that will help us move forward for past and future centuries, lest we forget. We acknowledge the sacrifices and struggles and victories of our people that they have endured in the past. With united, self-determining, strategic actions, we can be free at last. May we continue the ancestors' proud legacy as we gain divine inspiration to continue with dignity the Creator's purpose and celebrate by the pouring of libations, lest we forget. After each affirmating an affirming statement. I will count to 3. And please join me in saying, we give thanks and praises. We give eternal thanks to our ancestors for their great strength and endurance. We give thanks and praises. 1, 2, 3. We give thanks and praises. We give eternal thanks to the ancestors and the Creator who provides all things, great and small. 1, 2, 3. We give thanks and praises. We give eternal thanks and praises to the ancestors for their tradition of caring for each other that preserves our communities, protect our future as we continue together our mission of reclaiming our past and the future and beyond. 1, 2, 3. We give thanks and praises, Ashe. We give thanks and praises to the ancestors for not giving up and for not developing a genocidal attitude and dying, and for not becoming depressed to a degree of a hopeless state of mind. 1, 2, 3. We give thanks and praises. We give thanks and praises for the ancestors for making it possible for us all being here. 1, 2, 3. We give thanks and praises. Say it again. We give thanks and praises. Say it like you mean it. We give thanks and praises. Ashe. We will now spend 1 minute naming and honoring those individuals who have given us positive interactions in our communities that keeps our spirits strong, lets us know that we can do anything we put our minds to it, if we just put our minds to it and do it. So, on the count of 3, I'm going to start with just 1 name, and then everybody else just chime in your name. We just keep saying names until the 1 minute is over. Flonnie Arnold, my grandmother.
Mike Fothergill, my friend.
John Stewart.
Keep it coming.
Doris Shepherd.
Shelley Thompson.
Mother Mary Hatchett. Keep it coming. Nelson Mandela. Keep it coming. Foster Campbell.
Obama.
Jennings Ellis.
Will Smith.
Wilbur Brown.
Mayor Milner.
Bobby Mackey.
Jordan Freeman.
Mary G. Brown. Thank you so much. Now the last one I said was Mary G. Brown. Mary G. Brown was from Williamston, South Carolina, which is where I grew up. And she was the principal of the elementary school when I was in 6th grade. But before that, she had taught everybody in our community at some point. She did, and then she ended up teaching their grandchildren and their great-grandchildren. And she was the head of the church. And she contributed until her 101st birthday. And I was so proud to know her and to love her. And she, at 66, I don't drive. At 66 years old, she decided, I'm going to buy me a car and I'm going to learn to drive. So now she's the reason I don't drive, because I said to myself at 66, you don't have to do things when everybody else does it. You can just do them when you feel like you want to do them. Well, guess what? I don't have any talents for driving, so therefore, I won't do it. God bless you all. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.
At this point, what are those papers in the back that got the Black National Anthem on it? The ones that have the
too.
While we're waiting, is there, everyone here that has the African name, we would like for each one of you to get up and state your African name. One at a time.
Jama, it stands for one who fights for what he believes.
Duma Rama. Stand for freedom future.
Yes.
Inye Jai Tuta, he's generous.
Yes.
That teacher, warrior, Joanna, trusted one.
Baruti, teacher.
Yes.
Athena, strong, dedicated.
I mean, honest, trustworthy.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Abubakar Otinga Kenyatta Olefi. And that means noble musician, music drums, and is a keeper of the tradition. And this beautiful, beautiful young lady here whom I've known since she was in her childhood, awarded me my, chose my name. So I'm so thankful.
Sunday, December. Faithful line. Yes. Yes, yes. You see the value. When the individual said their name, you can see the value in their spirit and their soul for the name that they're doing, because that is what the name is a part of who you are. It doesn't represent you, but it expresses who you are. And always be proud. And when you meet people, don't just tell them your European name. Express your African name too, because they need to know your soul, where it's coming from. So, here we go, everyone. Just, let's make a good attempt. We're meeting, but, sing loud. If you don't mind, those that can. Did you get the comments? When you're ready. Every voice and sing, louder. Sing, ring with the harmonies of didn't like reading in front of class when I was in grammar school. Every time I do, I think about it. You say, why get up and read? Okay, this proposal will allow us opportunity to embrace ourselves in our community. And a window of opportunity that we can afford to miss, cannot afford to miss. We missed the first one in the 70s. Doors were open for our generation and to control our destiny. The plan is easy, unity. The plan is easy, unity. Working together was the hard part for us in the past. This is a new day. Every day, everyone here has been involved for years. We have a passion for the work that we do. Now is the time to plan an important part in our children's future and leave a legacy of our life's work. It is about a cultural home. It starts with unity and ends with a village for our next generation. Our home starts with our hearts. The task is easy. We have 3 months to put together our proposal that will enable us, our council, to start working hard. It's a couple of meetings to set things up. And this is still possible in spite of our showing today. All the people that are part of us are still down. So all we have to do is create the energy that we need to organize, that you're going to do, and all the things that you do every day. We need to put a little time aside to help promote this. Know we're all busy. The things that you're doing, if all the things that you're doing, if we don't in some kind of way create this foundation, then you're all out there on your own again. You're all out there floundering and doing good, but it's not cohesive. We need to have a cohesive opportunity. The council, that is us, is our leaders, the chiefs, the queens of our cultural community. You know who you are. You're all still working every day. The plan is a new village. If we can create a new village concept, back there are our posters. The green one is our symbol of the new village. It has a triangle in the middle, and there's a lion with his feet in Africa and his 4 paws in America. That lion is us as a body of people. We descend from Africa, and we are on 2 continents, and we have to acknowledge that. We have to acknowledge our ancestors, and we have to acknowledge our future. We are here, and we need to make good footing ground here. There are 3 questions we need to address. They're listed on your agenda. How and why we start. It's simple. It's in your soul. And you could have started. You still can't. Who are we going to be as a people? We're great as individuals, but collectively we need to not just keep promoting ourselves. We gotta bring that brother and sister on our side of us in and make them be more committed. Talking with them about things that go on in our city and trying to rectify things. If we don't really get more butts in the seat, we're all fighting the same lonely battle. Third one, where do we go from there as a culture? A culture has to lead its people. Can't be led by politicians, church people, or black leaders. They all are a part of the culture, and they are components of the culture, not the leader of the culture. We have to be led by our seniors and our elders who know the way of what we need as a total people. We have a plan. The job is to create a powerful cultural structure of trust and unity. With each each and every day. This is about social and economic control. If we don't control our social lives, economics in our community, and that we need to bring to our community, then we're still floundering like a fish out of water. We've been there for a while, and that's what we're doing, we're struggling. First, we want to go, and I'll express it again. First thing we have to do is go the unity way. We have to unify ourselves. I mean, it's a word, but it's also an essence that has to kind of permeate through us into all the people around us, our kids, our friends, the dollars. We have to still keep promoting. If we don't have some kind of unity, then for the next 20 years, 60 years, like Moses was going to wander in the wilderness. They had a place to go. So it gave them purpose every day. There was no achievement until we settle down and say, enough is enough. Let's create something that's going to give us some kind of foundation. The 12 committees will allow us to use our skills and our education in a new way that will benefit our culture and strengthen our community. 12 committees and they're listed in the back. The New Village is a concept of an organization. The community family are who we are, the offspring of this organization. Harambe is our cultural department. It puts out all our cultural entities. New Village has 3 components: the cultural department, a social department, and a mentoring department. I'll explain them all. First thing I want to do is read off each one of these 12 committees so that you will understand each one of them will operate individually. The first committee is a community committee, and that is a hub in the middle. Everything will focus from the other 11 committees to that committee, which is the right arm of the communal family. It will orchestrate what goes on in our people's lives and take care of those type of things that have to do with our welfare and our security in our community. We need a political committee that will bring in every one of our political representatives. We need to bring them into the table and make them accountable for who they are and what they're doing in our community, and direct them to what we want from them. They're not running rampant. We keep voting in the popular ones, and they're just doing what they feel like is best for us. That has to stop. We have to tell them the things that we want and need. And these 12 committees, when I finish reading them, you will see that they need to promote the kind of things that we need in our community. Health committee. Oh, before I leave that, political committee. We need to start a political school that will teach young people about every political position that's out there. Train them so that we can start raising our own politicians that are going to be our politicians in our state. So that when they go out there, we know exactly what they're doing, and if they're not doing it right, then we can go talk with them, not chastise, but talk with them and point them in the direction that we need to go as a people. A health committee. We need to list. Every one of these committees will have a database to it. The health committee, we have health issues from the federal government on down, all kind of programs and individuals all through our city. They're scattered all over the place. Our seniors are in need of help. Somebody knocking on their door and saying, listen, I want to make sure you have all the benefits that you need in your life that's available in our community. We need to have every program that's available assisting them. We need to take care of ourselves. We don't need to wait for somebody outside our community to come in and fix us. It hasn't happened yet. Insurance. We need an insurance committee that will list every type of insurance that we can have call on and find out about the best kind of insurance, health insurance, home, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Every type of insurance. We should have our insurance agencies that's out there sitting in a committee so that they can reference the things that we need about insurance, education. We all know so many pieces missing in our educational process. We got an educational committee that's first visiting that database of every educational organization and agency in a database, and then bringing in every one of the people that have anything to do with education that's dealing with our kids' lives. And we need to bring them to the table, and we need to sit down and start talking about how we want to direct our kids' education, in spite of what the Board of Education is doing. And in the middle of this, we're gonna point this out. Spanish, Jamaican, Lithuanian, Polish, German, Italian, every one of them have a cultural organization that deals with this city, but us. We're the only culture in this city that does not have an organization that represents us as one. And these 12 committees will allow us to first be able to work separately, because we can't work as one, in one room with too many different chiefs. We need all the health people here, the insurance people there, the training people here. If you're into that, then go to that committee.